Okay, so I see a lot of videos about should you play World of Warcraft, should you play Dragonflight, should you play this, should you play that? Well, of course, the easy answer to that is play it if you feel like playing it. But I think there's a little bit more to be said there. I think there's a lot more nuance to it. There's a lot more things that go into that question. And today, we are going to be talking about it. Yes, absolutely you should. 100%. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, of course there is a long answer and there's a short answer. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I've been playing World of Warcraft for a very long time, and that's the reason I kind of wanted to make this video, because I see a lot of channels and a lot of uploads of people that will make this kind of video where they're kind of explaining why you should play the game, why you shouldn't play the game, but they've only been playing for a few months, or maybe they played way back in the day and they just got back into it and they haven't played a lot of the middle stuff or so forth. But trust me when I say I've been playing for a very long time. The only expansion that I did not play when it was new was Cataclysm, but I was right back in it during Mists of Pandaria, so I did go back, of course, and play all the Cataclysm stuff. However, yeah, I feel like I do have a little bit to say on the subject because, like I said, I've been playing for a very long time. I personally still play the game. I just recently joined a guild, so yeah, it's a fun time for me at least. So we'll go ahead and get into some of the more specific bits and why you should or why you should not play World of Warcraft. So one of the biggest reasons why you should get into it currently at this state is because it's just fun right now, honestly. There's a lot of catch up, of course. There's a lot of things to get you into the swing of things. There's a lot of gear update kind of things that you can do to get you into endgame content. But as far as leveling goes, with the Chromie situation where you can just go talk to her and just choose an expansion to do, it's just a perfect time to jump in and play whatever expansion you want, play any or all of the expansions that you want. You can cap your XP so you don't level up anymore to make sure you're still, getting the story if you want it. It's just a good time. It's a good time to be able to just experience the world as it is currently in this day. Towards the end a little bit, I will discuss a couple reasons why you shouldn't play, but I think for the most part, I'm gonna try to stick to all the reasons you should play, and if none of these things stick out to you, then it's probably a good sign that you don't want to play World of Warcraft. I've been having a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun gearing new characters and leveling new characters and all the allied races you can play. I mean, there's so much more in the game now than there ever has been, and I know that can be kind of daunting to some people. I know that can be a little bit overwhelming. There's a lot to look at, there's a lot to do, but here's the thing. There is something for everybody. There are pet battles, there's dungeons, there's raids, there's Mythic Plus dungeons, there are Mythic raids, there's PvP, there's exploration, there's questing, there's collectibles, transmog, mounts. I mean, the list goes on, and you can just pretty much pick whatever you want to do to level. Granted, yeah, some of those things will level you slower than others, but again, if you're somebody that likes to pet battle, you're probably not going to care too much about leveling up or doing any gearing of any kind. If you like to pet battle and that's really all you want to do, you don't have to be max level for that. You can level up pets, collect pets, however you want to do it, and that'll get you, leveled up a little bit slower, sure, but I'm pretty sure you do get XP for that. It's been a while since I've pet battled, so bear with me on that one, but I've got a lot of pets, I've got a lot of max level pets and rares and stuff like that, but dude, it's fun stuff. It's good. It's a good time, and if that's what you like to do, you can do that. And yeah, if you do get to max level, which you should anyway, you can go and get more rare pets, or you can get some on the auction house, or whatever. You can do pet battles however you want to do pet battles, but my point is that's an option. That's an option for people that like to do solo stuff or just collect pets and so forth. Now, that leads me into my next point, is soloable content. I know. World of Warcraft is an MMO, but there are plenty of ways now that you can play the MMO solo or with a group of people that you just randomly met, or just random pugs, or your friends, if that's what you want to do. You can play any way that you want to. The soloable content is only going to ramp up once the War Within comes out. I personally prefer to play with other people. However, When the War Within comes out, there's going to be warbands, which is going to basically make it so all the transmogs that you get, you can unlock on any character. Now, classes that wear plate armor cannot use cloth armor, no. But if you're running through a dungeon with your druid, speedrunning old content to unlock transmogs, if you pick up a piece of plate gear, you will unlock the appearance for it for your plate-wearing classes. The restrictions are still there, but you don't have to keep running the same thing over and over and over again just to unlock different things for different classes. I have ran so many old legacy dungeons in hopes to get like shields or bows specifically, and have only gotten them on classes that can't use shields or bows. I'm telling you, man, that is one of the most frustrating things that you can possibly have happen, and it's happened to me numerous times. The amount of bows and shields that I have unlocked is pitiful. Now, I can go in on my warrior or my druid or my mage, it doesn't matter, plow through dungeons, and if I have a shield drop, it will unlock the appearance for me for my warriors and paladins and so forth, which is great, and I cannot wait for that. Definitely check out Soul So Breezy for his speedrunning guides. He did one recently, I think, about some like speed gear that you can get. It's pretty cool. I think I might try to get some of that stuff myself, but honestly, going to old content is just fun for me anyway. So I'm not really too worried about, speeding through it really fast. The only reason I would be doing that is because I'd be wanting to run it on multiple characters, and I'd want to get through it as fast as possible. But I no longer have to do that once the War Within comes out, so I've got enough transmogs in my list to be pretty content until the War Within comes out. However, once the War Within comes out, dude, I'm gonna be running a lot of stuff. And I might just do it on one character, maybe 2, 5 max. It's gonna be a good time. That's also another thing. The War Within and the World Soul Saga in general is looking to be a very fun time. Chris Metzen's back. The narrative is looking to be way better than it has for Shadowlands, and honestly, probably a little bit better than Dragonflight. I know Dragonflight has some pretty big downfalls when it comes to story, and a lot of the war was taken out of World of Warcraft and so forth, but trust me, it's looking like it's going to be coming back tenfold, and I cannot wait for it. Also, the transparency. The transparency with Blizzard has never been better, in my opinion. The roadmaps and future content updates and stuff have been just incredible. There's been so much stuff that has been released and announced and stuff for the future of the game that you are able to kind of see what's coming next on a roadmap, and I know a lot of people think that's a disadvantage because they like the surprise. However, as we've seen with this 10.2.6 thing, they are going to be keeping some things secret, which is really good. A lot of the stuff that they're keeping secret will be probably minor patches, of course, but that's fun. That's fun. It keeps things a little bit fresh. It keeps things mixed up a little bit, and I like the transparency. I like to look forward to what's coming next. I like to see what's going to be coming out in a couple months or by the end of the year or whatever. I like to have kind of a roadmap. I don't follow it strictly, I don't really care for it strictly. It is cool to have, and it is cool to have little secrets on there along the way, like 10.2.6, which I will definitely be making a video of when it comes out. Communities and guilds. This is one that I would have probably put as a reason not to play World of Warcraft, but I will say, now that I am in an active guild with people that are actively running raids and doing content together, it's good. It's good stuff. I was kind of in a position where a lot of the guilds that I was in were just kind of dead, so I got kind of a pessimistic outlook on it, and we're like, why are guilds even a thing? There's nobody in any of my guilds anymore, or if there are, they barely ever get online. Trust me, with the amount of Discord servers and guilds that are popping up, you can definitely find a guild that is willing to work with however you want to work. The guild that I'm in now, Risen, shout out guys, thanks for having me, is great, and they do regular content, they do regular streams, they do regular raids. The Discord is absolutely phenomenal. We are constantly talking in there and constantly just chilling and shooting the shit, and it's really nice. They just had their first guild meeting, which I was part of, which is pretty cool. I'll post some screenshots, of course, it's pretty cool. We also are progressing normal Amir Drasil, and that's another thing. I know a lot of guilds are specifically formed for mythic or heroic content. However, you can find guilds and communities that do regular content, just normal or even LFR, you know, like stuff that you don't have to be a professional mythic top 1 percentile player to get into the game, which is really cool. I haven't done mythics probably since Warlords of Draenor, probably. I don't know, maybe. I know I did them a lot in Pandaria. I had my own mythics that I would run, but I haven't done them in a long time, and it's just not for me. I don't really like doing mythics. It's too much effort, too much time to put into it, and I just don't have it anymore, and I don't want to put that kind of time into it, because that's when the game starts to feel like a job, in my opinion, but I digress. That brings me to another point. There are things, like I said at the beginning, for everybody. There is easy content, there is challenging content, there is soloable content, there is group content, and you can do pretty much any of that however you want. So pet battles. You can easily go around and pet battle other players. That's multiplayer content. There's raids, there's dungeons, all that kind of stuff. But they also just released follower dungeons, which would normally be a group-only thing. You can do it solo now. It's not a way to level, no. It's not really perfect for leveling, and you can only do the Dragonflight dungeons currently at this moment. I wouldn't be surprised if they released the older dungeons like this as well. And honestly, you don't really need to. I will say that this is not a way to gear, this is not a way to, you know, just boof the system where you just like, you're just maxed out on gear by doing solo dungeons, because it is capped at normal. It's not difficult content, it's not really hard, but you can do dungeons solo now, and it just fills your group up with AI, which is pretty cool. Now, the story. The story is subjective, okay? The story is up to you. If you like the story, cool. If you don't like the story, whatever. It's up to you, and that is your own opinion, and there are plenty of them. But I will say, personally, I think the story is ramping up. I think the story is getting to a place where we're going to have some really fun stuff happen here in the next couple expansions. If not by the end of this year, we're probably going to see a lot more story beats pop up that is going to just ramp the Dragonflight experience to 10, like, easily. Because I know with, like, the Emerald Dream and stuff, and especially after Firak is gone, a lot of the really fun, spicy, really big, bad kind of stuff is just kind of gone, you know? Obviously, we have Xalatath, and we have Iridikron and all that kind of stuff to kind of, you know, they're kind of looming in the distance, which I'm pretty excited for, not gonna lie. Those are really the main reasons why you should play. Or, if none of that stuff appealed to you, the reasons you shouldn't play. I guess it could go either way. Obviously, if you're looking for a more slow-paced thing, which, yeah, you can play this slow-paced, you can play as whatever pace you want to, but if you're looking for something that forces you into a slow pace, Classic is probably the way to go. I probably wouldn't play Retail. Now, that's, again, up to you, and if you have a subscription, you can play either one whenever you want. Once in a while, I do jump into Classic, and I do want to check out the Season of Discovery a little bit more, but I would much rather play Retail. I'm just gonna say it, and that's, I've been playing the game for a very long time, so if that says anything, take that for what you will. I really don't, look, my whole thing is, if you are asking the question, should I play Dragonflight, or the current Retail game, odds are you're probably curious enough, you're probably like on the fence, you're probably enticed by it, and if that's the case, you definitely should. You should definitely give it a shot. Even if you just play the free trial, even if you just play like for a little bit, just to kind of dip your toes in, see what it, you know, what it feels like, how it's being done. But even starting the game now, there's a whole new starting zone that you can choose to do if you wish for new players. That is Exile's Reach. And it kind of gives you a little taste of everything that's in the game, other than like pet battles. I don't remember there being any pet battles. You can choose to do that if you wish, or the old starting zones, it doesn't matter. And just give it a shot, man. Give it a shot, see if you like it. And really, that's going to be the defining thing for you to decide if you want to play. Anyway, if there's anything that I missed, if there's any other questions that new players have, or maybe returning players that haven't played in a while, please feel free to let me know in the comments what they are. I will gladly answer them. And if there's enough of them, I'll just make another video answering all of them. Otherwise, I'll just respond to your comments. Thanks. Appreciate it. I look forward to it. And of course, if you like this video, make sure you give me a giant thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. It's completely free for you, but it means everything to me. It helps me get pushed into the algorithm, and that gets people to view my videos, which is really cool. I thank you in advance. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.